Hey, Brennan here. Welcome to the channel and thanks for tuning in. Well, college football regular season is in the books. What does that mean? Well, it means that it is time to really start digging into the 2026 NFL draft players that we're going to be drafting in our 2026 rookie drafts next year. If you play Dynasty, you're going to love this show because we're going to introduce you to the top 15 wide receivers headed to the 2026 NFL draft next year. Going to be joined by Jason D. Rienzo, my podcast co-host, and we're going to talk about the class a little bit in depth. It's I think, an overall a pretty good class. I think we're going to get 4 or 5 immediate starters next year on our dynasty rosters, which will be fun. Early rookie round 1 and 2 selections for sure. So we're going to start at 15, work our way back to number 1. Should be a great show. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button if you like this kind of content. We're going to be doing the show for running backs, tight ends, quarterbacks, all sorts of rookie reports. Scouting season is upon us, everybody. So hit that subscribe button, help me grow the channel. Let's not waste any more time. Enjoy the show. So now that we get to the good stuff, Jason. Top
Oh, yeah.
15 2026 wide receivers. So I think let's just talk overall first about the class itself, real quick. I think the class out of the positions is the strongest position. Would you agree out of the 4?
I would agree with that.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yep.
I think there's potentially 3 or 4 wide receiver ones in this class. I think
Yep.
there could be 6 or 7 solid wide receiver twos. I think overall it's a solid class. What's your overall thought process on the class?
Yeah, I think it's top heavy. I think there's a tier 1 with, like, 4 guys that I
Mhm.
have. I think there's a bit of a drop off when you get into that wide receiver 2 upside
Mhm.
type area. But I think it's solid all around. I think there's potential for some of these guys in the back end to really rise based on the athletic ability, the upside, and some of the raw talent. Some of them are pure projections that I see, and some of them, just have great production but limited athletic upside. So it's the role that they play at the next level, the NFL team that drafts them. I think that's what's going to play into whether they have, that career arc in the NFL or not.
I've always said it, landing spots matter, my friend. I
I think it
really
matters
believe
big
that.
time with
Uh,
this crew. I
yeah.
do.
So let's get right to it. Number 15 for me. We're going to get started here. I'm going to go with Eric Singleton Jr.,
Mm,
Auburn wide receiver. I was higher on him coming into the season. The production just hasn't been there. Just over 500 yards through the regular season of the college football. His A dot is 6.1 too. So he's that I was really looking to see more of a vertical game with him. Listen, he has got the speed. I think he's a 4.3 guy.
yeah.
He's got a good release package. I think he comes back to school again. He is a true junior, given how I think deep this class is, at least at the top. I wouldn't be surprised. But there's just other players that I like. The more I'm scouting this, and again, this is going to change. We're going to give you 15 today, but we'll probably get 17, 18 names because I'm sure we have some at the back end that aren't on each other's list. So Eric Singleton
Yep.
Jr. for me, number 15. Who do you got at 15?
15, I have Dane Key at Nebraska. I
Okay.
like the production that he had during college. I think that he does have the talent. I think that maybe he just needs a more stable system, and hopefully he gets that at the NFL level.
Okay. So number 14 for me, I got Chris Brazell here. I'm going to be lower on him than a lot of
Mm.
other
Wow,
people.
yeah, you are.
6'5", 200 pounds. I started deep diving into his film, right? Listen, the
Yeah.
guy has, without a doubt, he is a big time playmaker. 2 years at Tulane, second year at Tennessee. He really is emerging as that deep threat, but it's Tennessee. And I've been burned. The Cedric Tillman didn't work out. Dante Thornton is exciting as he was as a day 3 guy. I'm not blaming the system that he comes from, why I have him
Yeah.
so low ranked. My concern is what is he from a nuanced route runner, space creator? And I see him working a lot of zone coverage where he has just got that speed, freaky length at 6'5", 200 pounds. And I'm just wondering, is he a space creator at the NFL level? I haven't seen it. I need to watch more, but that's why I have him at number 14. Who do you got at number 14?
Number 14, I have Malachi Fields, Notre Dame wide receiver. He's really come on this season. I like the catch radius. He's dominant at the catch point above the rim, and I think he could be that lengthy receiver that is needed on the outside perimeter for an NFL team. So I have him at 14.
Okay. Number 13, I have Antonio Williams, Clemson wide receiver, 5'11", 190 pounds. We were just talking about him, earlier on the pod, right? About his lack of production this year. But I still think the skill is there. I think he's going to be obviously a slot receiver at the next level. He played 90% of his snaps this year in 2025 out of the slot, but I think he can win all
Mhm.
over the field. There's some other good receivers on that team. He has not shown us those wow moments that we talked about that we'd like to see, but I think his short area quickness and his route running is well above average, and I think he's going to get knocked for that lack of production. And his durability is a little bit of a concern too. I know he's been nicked up throughout his career. I still
Right.
believe in the talent. Kind of projecting him as a true slot receiver in the NFL. So he comes in at number 13 for me.
Yeah, I gotta feel like he's definitely gonna be a true slot at the next level for sure. And talking about true slot, I think the same thing about Eric Singleton Jr., who I have at 13. I think you said it perfectly. He is that twitchy athlete. My only issue is he might just be that guy that needs, those plays that are just designed for him, and that probably will limit his role. But it depends on where he lands. But I love the twitchiness, athletic upside, that 4.3 speed. It's there all day. Maybe just Auburn didn't get a chance to use him the way he needed to be used this season.
Okay. So number 12, this one is a shocker. I know this guy's not on your list, and I'm still a Bryce Lance believer from North Dakota
Mm,
State. 6'3", 204 pounds. Just watched his game 2 weeks ago, and again, I see the ball skills on the boundary and his ability to win vertically. He has 1,000 yards on the season, 7 TDs. Now I know it's North Dakota State and the competition, but this guy I think has a solid release package, a good route runner. But his ball skills in hands. I mean, there's other guys that we're going to talk about in this list that have those great. You just kind of talked about it with Malachi Fields, right? Just the guy,
yeah.
the contested catch length guy. I think not Jacoby Lane, Bryce Lance brings that contested catch, the length, but man, the body control that this guy has and some of the toe taps that I've seen, if he can find himself on a good roster and be given an opportunity. Bryce Lance is a name that not a lot of people are talking to, but every time I watch him, I like him more than the other players that we've already talked about, or you might not hear me talk about tonight. So Bryce Lance coming in at
Yeah.
number 12 for me.
Yeah, he's not my top 15. I gotta watch him, and that's fair for me to say. I'm not gonna grade a guy I haven't really dove into yet. But I have dove into Antonio Williams. I think you talked about it perfectly. I just need him to stay healthy. I believe in the talent, and I do think he would be a true slot. So he might find nice production at the next level on the right team.
All right. Number 11 for me is Jacoby Lane. This is assuming he declares, I think, getting better and more confident each and every week. He's got that dog mentality. You can see it. The game against UCLA this week as well. 6'4", 200 pounds, 750 yards on the season, 66 catch percentage, A dot 12.5, which is, one of the, longest and deepest A dots in the class. So he's a vertical threat. Like to see him. He needs to get a little bit more nuanced in the route running, but man, I'll tell you, the ball skills, the acceleration and the yak department, I think is good. I mean, again, just coming out at the top of his stem and his route running, the nuances and really developing those skill sets. He is a true junior, so there's a chance he does come back for a senior year. But if he does declare, I got Jacoby Lane from USC at number 11.
Nice. I have Zachariah Branch here, and I love the kid. I just think that maybe he's just going to be that special teamer, and that's how teams are going to use him. And he's going to be that gadget guy. That's not a full-time role player, kind of like he's been used his entire career at college. I could see it being the same way, even though I think his athleticism is off the charts. That does play a role as far as him just kind of being that gadget guy and special teams contributor, and that scares me a little bit. So, in terms of fantasy, also, that's why he's outside the top 10 right now.
Well, you're going to be surprised because I got Zachary Branch at number 10, and I was kind of
Wow. Okay.
I I was kind of shitting on him earlier in the season. But I again
Things
over
changed.
the
He's
well,
looked
I
good
did.
over the last couple of weeks.
He has, and when you watch him run routes, I think he needs to develop it a little bit more. I think wins on his quickness versus technique, I guess is what I'm trying to say,
Yeah.
because the dude is twitchy. He's 5'10", 180 pounds. Some stats here is A dot 3.3, right? So he's not
Hmm.
getting the ball vertically. He's getting it around the line of scrimmage. But I think the NFL, there's a role for a slot guy or a wide receiver 4 on a team where if he goes to a good team and they use him properly, I think he has the ability to possibly be at least a flex option in dynasty. But so I got him at number 10. Who do you got at number 10?
Yeah, Jacoby Lane at number 10. Big drop from where I had him at the beginning of the year, but I need to see better route running from him. I saw spurts of it, but spurts aren't going to make me feel the best about it. I think the catch radius, the hands, everything is good, but I want to see consistent separation at the line, and I want to see him be able to manipulate at the top of his route and actually
Mhm.
get separation the way an NFL receiver should. So I have him at number 10.
I think we said just the exact same thing about Mr. Jacoby Lane. So
Yeah.
number 9, I've got Elijah Surratt, 6'2", 213 pound. I think his competitive toughness just jumps off the screen. Now he's not going to be that flashy explosion type receiver, but I think he's a physical possession receiver. I think he can play X. I think he dominates at the catch point. He stays tough through contact. And he does a great job in the blocking department. So, he isn't going to be drafted, I think, to be other than a wide receiver 3 on a team, possibly a wide receiver 2. But I think if there's a team and he goes to the Senior Bowl and shows good route running and shows good technique, the guy's got 73% catch percentage, one of the best in the class as well. So he's got sticky hands. I like Elijah Surratt just for a good all around physical wide receiver that I think could do well on an NFL team and possibly get a good opportunity.
That's crazy. I have Surratt as well, same spot, and I completely agree with everything that you say. I just think he's got some separation ability. It's that initial burst off the line. I just want to see a little bit more out of him, but I like him, man.
Okay, some coming in at number 8 for me. And this is kind of where my wide receiver 3 list ends, and then the rest of the guys I think could be legit wide receiver 2s, at least just from a standpoint like a ranking system. Is Omar Cooper Jr., his
Hmm.
teammate. 6 foot, 204 pounds. Did a film review with Sean from the NFL Draft Big Board subscriber. We did a Surratt versus Cooper film breakdown in all 22. Had some fun with that. 804 yards on the season, 77% catch percentage as well, 11 touchdowns. Yak per reception, 7.1, which is actually one of the best in as far as the wide receivers go into the draft. But man, I love this guy's yak ability. And you want to talk about a physical receiver who's tough to get to the ground. Again, a player who I don't think projects as a wide receiver 2 on a team, but could just be that great third option that just can like help you move the chains, get him in space, work the middle of the field, work the seams. He's tough. He's fearless to go over the middle. He's got good hands, just like everything about him. I think he's a decent route runner with good tempo. So Omar Cooper Jr. comes in at number 8 for me. Who you got at number 8?
Number 8, I have Chris Brazil. He reminds me a little bit, and I understand everything you're saying, but I'm watching what Christian Watson is doing with the Packers. He reminds me of a better version of him. I just think he needs the right system that knows how to send the guy vertically and maximize his skill set, his length, catch radius. Make defenses honest. I think he can do that. I totally agree with the route running portion of it, even though I saw some nice breaks and some consistent separation into the second level. So I have Chris Brazil here.
I like it. You're much higher on him than me. That's great. Number
Yep.
7 for me, I've got Chris Bell, Louisville wide receiver, 6'2", 220 pounds, 917 yards on the season. Again, highly competitive, chain
Mhm.
moving, who can win against man, zone coverage. He brings, 3 elements to the wide receiver, profile and build, man. The physicality is there. Dude's strong. He's tough. He's physical.
Yep.
He's got, I think, a lot of athleticism, and he's got some speed for a 6'2", 220-pound guy. So I think he's great in the run blocking as well. It's one of the feathers in his cap. Overall, good physicality. Plays basically outside. He only played 10% in the slot, so that versatility isn't there, which is a little kind of. I always like players that have dual experience at both, just to be able to get on the field at different points of the game. But Chris Bell comes in at number 7 for me.
I like it. I have Omar Cooper Jr. right here, and I agree with everything you said. I think this kid has a nice release package. I think he's got that separation ability. He's got the yak ability. He's got the functional strength. I think the analytics are that community is not going to like him as much, but I think the game film says that he is going to be a nice translating receiver at the next level.
I would agree. Number 6 is I got Jeremy Bernard here, Alabama, senior wide receiver, 6'1", 202 pounds. I call this guy
Mm.
the zone killer. Watching the first 7, 8 games of him, like I tell you, I think the NFL plays more zone than man. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it certainly seems like that watching on Sundays. But I'll tell you, this guy in zone coverage he just knows how to get open. He knows how to take advantage. I think his IQ is very well. I think he's been taught very well coming from Alabama. Good program as well. Body control, good, another
Mhm.
strong physical possession receiver, great strong hands. And I think blocking is something I'm starting to look at a little bit more in the wide receivers and scouting wide receivers. And he engages on a regular basis, even though Alabama can't run the ball worth a shit. This guy still at least gives an effort out there on the field blocking. So I got Jeremy Bernard, I think, is going to be just a really solid wide receiver in the NFL.
I have him here as well. I really like him. I like what he's done, translating over from Washington to Alabama, taking it up a notch, being that primary weapon, even over Ryan Williams. I like what he delivers, and I think an NFL team's going to find a way to maximize his talent.
Okay, so I'm on number 5. Are you on number 5?
I am on number 5.
5.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, right?
Okay.
All
Yep.
right, you go
Yeah,
you go
I actually
first. You go first now. You go first
actually
through 1. Go ahead. You got 5.
I
Who
think
do you got?
I might have skipped one. All right.
Did you?
Anyway, I think I did. I have Chris Bell here. I think this
Okay.
kid is just dude, his size speed combination, his ability to take it to the house anytime he has the ball in his hand. I feel like he's almost a running back sometimes, with
Mhm.
just the way he navigates through zone after the catch. But he's a speed demon, and
Yeah.
he is everything that the NFL is looking for within the combination of athletic upside, catch radius, all of it.
Yeah, I hear you. Number 5 for me is KC Concepcion. 5'11", 190 pounds, having a great season as one of the best A dots as well, 12.7, which is the average depth of target. But he was used outside more this year. He was in the slot 35%, 65% out wide this year, but he is an explosive playmaker with the ball in his hands. His route running, I think, is really, really good. He's got versatility. His yak ability is really well too. And he's super physical for 5'11", 190 pounds. I think he could definitely be a wide receiver, chain moving wide receiver in the NFL.
I can't disagree with that whatsoever. I screwed up. I'm gonna have to combine. I
Who'd
had
you miss?
Denzel Boston. I missed Denzel Boston. I actually have him graded out right by Chris Bell here. So I'm gonna call them 5A and 5B because I watched a little bit more of him. I like him a lot more than I did last year. I see the upside. I see a little bit more athletic traits than I did last year, and I think his catch radius and ability to catch above the rim is phenomenal.
Are you talking about Denzel Boston?
Oh yeah.
Hell, I got him at number 4 too. I think he's Ramadunze
Okay.
2.0. And I know that's a lazy comp because he's coming from Washington. I get it. 6'4", 209 pounds. I can see him winning the boundary. He's a big bodied X receiver. He can win at the line with physicality. He's got strong hands. He's made some amazing catches, amazing deep catches too. So it tells
Yeah.
you he's got the ball tracking and that type of thing. So he's number 4. So you have 3 left on your list. Let's get focused here. You got 3 left on your list. Are we all
All
caught
right.
up? Are we
Well,
all caught?
since I screwed up, I have a tier of 4.
Okay.
But my number 4, I'm gonna say, because I screwed up with Denzel Boston leaving him out, I have Jordan Tyson at 4, which is different from where I've had
Mhm,
him at wide receiver 1. My biggest concern right now that is separating him from the other 3 is those medical concerns. When I look at
mhm.
the history of it,
Yep.
I want him to be available and on the field. Everything else I feel good about. It's just that availability with the medical is the only thing that's making me drop him, where I actually feel really good about what I've seen from these other 3 this season. So he's down at 4, but he's in the same tier as the next 3 I'm gonna talk about.
Okay. So who's your number 3 then?
My number 3 is Carnell Tate. I think
Okay.
that he's elevated himself. I love the vertical explosion that he showed. I think he's a master manipulator, a route technician at his size. I love the kid. I think he's going to be phenomenal at the next level.
Okay. I got Jordan Tyson at number 3 as well. Injuries, I think he came back from a hamstring. He's Then he left the game again with the same hamstring. So last year he lost time. Listen, this guy, you can't deny the skill set on the field. I mean, he plays
Mhm.
inside and out, crisp route runner, great separator. I think he's got ball skills, great versatility, plays inside, outside. But again, that's why I have him at number 3 right now. So do you have 2 left or you have 3? I feel like you have 3.
I have I have 2. I have 2
You have to.
left. We're
Okay.
back in order
We're
now.
back in order now. Okay. This one'll
Yeah.
be fun when I make the video and all the graphic arts and everything. It should be a great time. Thanks.
Trying to
Um,
keep you on your toes, Brandon.
yeah. So who do you got at number 2, buddy?
I have Casey Concepcion.
Ooh.
I think that this kid has just taken his game to a whole new level. And when I watch what he does at Texas A&M, as much as we're going to talk about my wide receiver one, I see very similar traits in Casey Concepcion and what he can deliver. I think he checks every box. He checks every analytical box. I almost feel like I would be doing a disservice if I didn't really stay true to my evaluation process and just say that I was completely wrong at the beginning of the season. And this kid has proven me wrong in my evaluation. I needed to take it step up a notch because I think he is going to be a phenomenal receiver at the next level.
I like it. Number 2 for me is Makai Lemon, and I'm sure he's your number 1. You've been
He's
liked
my
him
number one.
for a long time. Again, just is there a not a more tough ball skills? He's the only thing he doesn't bring to the table is size, right? Because he's
Mhm.
5'11",
Right.
195 pounds. But I don't think there's another knock that you can find. Um, I mean, even in contested catches, as small as he is, he still wins most of the time.
He
And
does. Yep.
he's a great route runner, great yak. He's going to be one of those explosive players. I could see him being a wide receiver one on a team, like and getting an Amon-Ra St. Brown type role on a team and just killing it. So he's my number 2.
Yeah, he's definitely my number one. When I look at all the things I check off, he's got similar traits to Jackson Smith-Njigba, Lad McConkey, Amon-Ra St. Brown, like these guys that are just elevating themselves, not the biggest receivers in the world, but the ones that just know how to do the dirty work and get separation consistently and get yards after the catch. And he absolutely does that with great functional strength for his size. So
Oh yeah.
easily became my wide receiver one. I mean, literally checked almost every box.
Yeah, he's super physical, super physical.
Yep.
And my number 1 is Carnell Tate. Um,
Yep.
I think 6'3", 195 pounds, perfect size to win in the NFL. I think he's got
Agreed.
all the skill, high IQ. You don't go to Ohio State and not come out being able to read defenses and do just how. I think he's going to follow Igbuka. I think that's the path.
Mhm.
He's going to find himself on a team. He's going to be productive year 1. He's going to be a startable wide receiver on our dynasty roster. I think he brings the whole package together. Him and Lemon are really kind of 1 and 2, 1A, 1B for me. I just really pick Carnell Tate only because I like the size a little bit more. And I think he's got, a little bit more versatility playing out wide than, Lemon's pretty much in the slot a
Let's do
lot.
that.
But either way, 2 phenomenal players. Both should hit our dynasty rosters. First going to be rookie picks in our rookie drafts next year, first rounders and that type of thing. So good exercise. Good exercise. We
Yeah,
got,
definitely.
and
A
some
lot of
players, a
movement.
lot of movement and some players just made, Brennan Thompson, Mississippi State. He really impressed me this past weekend. Isaiah Horton, could be a sneaky kind of player. These are all players outside my top 15. Ian Strong from Rutgers. Nick Harbor's an interesting prospect. He's kind of like a freak because he's so big but fast. So there's some other receivers that might, jump into this top 15 list. I'm sure Jason and I are going to be
Yeah.
doing this show each and every probably, month and a half as we march to the NFL draft. I hope you guys enjoyed this exercise.